The year was 1943, in a village far from the front lines, but close enough to hear the distant thunder of war. Every night the sky flickered with orange glows from faraway cities, and every morning families waited anxiously for letters, proof that their sons, brothers, or fathers were still alive. Among them was Elena, an 18-year-old girl who helped her mother run a small bakery. She always wore the same faded blue apron, dusted with flour and hope. Her older brother, Marco, had been sent to the battlefield months ago. Since then, only silence. One cold morning, as Elena prepared the dough, the bakery bell jingled. A man in a worn military coat stepped inside. He was young, maybe only a little older than Marco, his boots covered in mud, his face tired but kind. "You Elena?" he asked. She nodded, heart racing. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a folded letter, carefully wrapped in cloth to protect it from the rain. "Your brother told me if something happened, I was to bring this straight to you." Her hands trembled. "Is he?" "He's alive," the soldier said quickly. "Wounded, but alive. They moved him to a field hospital. He made me promise to deliver this myself." Relief washed over her like warm sunlight. She invited the soldier to sit, offering bread and water. He introduced himself as Luca, a signal corps runner, one of the men who carried messages through dangerous terrain, often under fire. As Luca rested, Elena finally opened the letter. The handwriting was shaky, but unmistakably Marco's. "Dear Lena, if you are reading this, it means fate kept its promise, and you have hope to hold on to. I am fighting, not because I want to, but because I want you to have a future where you don't have to. Please don't be sad. Remember the mango tree behind our house? The one that survived the big storm? Be like that tree. Bend, don't break. I'll come home. I promise." Elena pressed the letter to her chest, tears falling silently. Luca watched her from the table. "Your brother talked about you a lot. Said you were the strongest person he knew." She smiled through tears. "He always exaggerated." "Maybe," Luca said, "but sometimes faith is made of exaggerations." Days passed and the war inched closer. Supplies were scarce. Fear hung in the air like smoke. But every morning Luca returned to the bakery when he could, bringing news, helping chop wood, carrying sacks of flour, small things that meant everything. One evening, while they sat outside listening to the rumble of distant artillery, Elena asked softly, "Aren't you afraid?" Luca looked at his boots. "Every day. But fear means we still have something to protect." "And what do you protect?" she asked. He hesitated. "At first, just my family, but lately, it feels like I'm also protecting moments like this. Quiet moments, good people, the world we want to return to." A warm silence settled between them. Weeks later, a cart arrived at the village carrying wounded soldiers evacuated from the front. Elena's heart pounded as she searched among the men. And there, leaning shakily on a crutch, was Marco. He saw her first. "Lena!" he shouted, laughing and crying at the same time. She ran to him, holding him like she would never let go. He smelled of smoke and medicine, but he was alive. Behind him appeared Luca, helping guide the other wounded men. "You kept your promise," Elena whispered to both of them. Marco grinned. "I told you I would come home," Luca added quietly. "And I told you hope travels farther than any soldier." When the war finally ended years later, the bakery reopened fully. The village rebuilt. The world began to breathe again. A framed letter hung on the bakery wall, the one Marco wrote, still stained with rain and dirt, still wrapped in the cloth that protected it. People would read it while waiting for bread. Some smiled, some cried, some simply stared, letting the words warm something inside them. And Elena always said the same thing. This letter survived a war. So can you.